embarrassing and it's terrifying to put the target on your forehead, and it sets you up for all sorts of attacks and armies of brown shirts and bots and worse. And the only way you can do it is to feel you have to. You have to. You don't have an option. You have to. Stand up, speak up, act.
Hold on, everyone. Meryl Streep just called out Donald and Melania Trump live on TV, and it was powerful. With calm but sharp words, she left them speechless and clearly uncomfortable. What she said shocked everyone. Get ready, because Meryl didn't hold back, and you'll want to hear every word.
I am the most overrated and most over-decorated, and currently I am the most over-berated actress who likes football of my generation.
Before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss this. The drama between Donald Trump and Meryl Streep feels like a real-life soap opera. One side is a reality TV star turned president, and the other is one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. Grab your popcorn. This is going to be good.
Funny, because I feel like if this movie had come out 2 years ago, our reaction would be, oh, it's unthinkable that a newspaper wouldn't print this information because the president told them not to. But now it doesn't seem so unthinkable anymore. And is that a total coincidence that this movie came out now and was made during this administration?
Well, I think the assault on the press and freedom of the press and the attempt to, by government to shut down a story is something that's risen over and over again.
Picture this. It's the 2017 Golden Globe Awards. Meryl Streep walks on stage to accept a big Lifetime Achievement Award. But instead of just saying thank you, she takes a bold stand. Without naming names, she calls out Donald Trump for mocking a disabled reporter during his campaign. The room goes silent. People at home cheer. And somewhere, Trump is already typing out an angry tweet.
It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter, someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back. It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life. And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others,
Now let's rewind a little. Meryl Streep isn't just any actress, she's the actress. With a career over 50 years long, she's been nominated for more Oscars than most people can count. She's played all kinds of roles, from a Holocaust survivor to a tough magazine editor, and she always makes it feel real. Simply put, she's Hollywood royalty. So when Meryl talks, people pay attention.
when they called my name, I had this feeling I could hear half of America going, oh no, oh, come on, why her again, but whatever.
Back at the Golden Globes, Meryl's speech was calm but powerful. She talked about how important empathy is and how people in power should set a good example. She didn't yell or name names, but her message was loud and clear. It was the kind of speech that makes you want to stand up and clap. Unless you're Donald Trump, in which case you grab your phone and start tweeting.
Let's get right into the news, okay? Now, in a tense exchange yesterday, a US Navy destroyer fired warning shots at fast-approaching Iranian naval ships. So, of course, our president-elect tweeted about how overrated Meryl Streep is. That's right, people are still buzzing about Meryl Streep's speech last night at the Golden Globes, where she took direct aim at Donald Trump, calling him a bully. And, of course, Trump responded in a tweet saying that Streep is, quote, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood.
What is it like when you're moving back in the White House? What's different this time? The difference is I know where I will be going. I know the rooms where we will be living. I know the process. The first time was challenging. We didn't have much of the information. The information was upheld for us from previous administration. But this time I have everything. I have the plans. I could move in. I already packed. I already selected the furniture that needs to go in. So it's very different transition.
And of course, Trump couldn't stay quiet. Early the next morning, he tweeted that Meryl Streep was overrated and called her a Hillary supporter. Classic Trump, when someone criticizes him, he attacks. But instead of hurting Meryl, it helped her. People praised her bravery. The internet lit up with support, and even comedians joined in. Trump's reaction just made her message louder. Now let's talk about Melania. The former First Lady has always kept quiet, which made people curious. There have been rumors about her and Donald living apart, sleeping in different rooms, and even having a new marriage deal. She waited months before moving into the White House, supposedly so their son could finish school. But many believe there was more to it. It didn't exactly look like a happy marriage.
President-elect up early on Twitter.
He sure is going to war with Hollywood's most celebrated actress. George, he went on a Twitter firestorm here. Take a look. It starts, Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me, but attacked last night at the Golden Globes. She is a Hillary flunky who lost big. For the 100th time, I never mocked a disabled reporter, would never do that, but simply showed him groveling when he totally changed a 16-year-old story that he had written in order to make me look bad. Just more very
Now jump to 2023 rumors about Donald and Melania's rocky marriage are still going strong. A new book claims Melania can't stand Donald and has been keeping her distance. It says she didn't want to support him during his 2024 campaign, stayed in a separate home, and even laughed when asked to join him during his court troubles. People are asking, why is she still around? Some think it's about money. Melania recently launched a digital coin that didn't do well, and she's reportedly changed her prenup several times. The book suggests their marriage is more about business than love. Melania hasn't said much either. She skipped campaign events and focused on her own projects. When asked about Trump's plans, she either avoids the question or gives unclear answers. It makes people wonder, where does she really stand?
A lot of your supporters are asking when I'm out on the trail, when are we going to see the First Lady out on the trail?
Oh, I see. She's right now with Barron in school. She loves that boy. And she's very popular. She actually is. Oh, and she'll be with us. She's very, very supportive.
We'll see her on the trail soon?
Yes. Soon, yeah, pretty soon. When it's appropriate, but pretty soon. She's a private person, a great person, very confident person, and she loves our country very much. She'll be at the appropriate time. She'll be out there. And honestly, I like to keep her away from it. It's so nasty and so mean. And a lot of it's me. I say, I don't want you coming. It's such an...
And honestly, who can blame Melania? Being married to Donald Trump must be tough. He acts like a spoiled child and gets distracted easily. His idea of romance? Probably tweeting about himself while sitting next to you at dinner. It's no surprise Melania often looks like she wants to be anywhere else. Now, back to the main event, Trump's reaction to Meryl Streep's speech. Instead of taking the high road, he attacks. He calls her overrated, which is ridiculous, given her long list of accomplishments. It's like saying Einstein wasn't good at math, or Picasso couldn't paint. Trump's ability to deny reality is truly mind-blowing. And here's the irony. By attacking Streep, Trump only highlights her message more. The media jumps on the feud, replaying her speech and analyzing his tweets. It turns into a PR disaster for him and a win for Streep. She doesn't even have to respond. His meltdown does all the work for her.
Do you feel like you're in a different space now than you were 8 years ago?
I feel I was always me the first time as well. I just feel that people didn't accept me, maybe. They didn't understand me the way maybe they do now.
She has been stepping out a little bit more publicly in recent months after really being a non-presence during the campaign. She released that memoir, there's that documentary forthcoming, and this morning talking a little bit more on Fox about how she views the role as First Lady. She also talked about how she sometimes might disagree with Donald Trump.
Maybe some people, they see me as just a wife of the president, but I'm standing on my own 2 feet, independent. I have my own thoughts. I have my own yes and no. I don't always agree what my husband is saying or doing, and that's okay.
Are you able to tell him when you disagree?
Would you have married Donald Trump if you had a crystal ball that said he would be president?
That's a interesting question.
Boy, does he ever sleep?
He doesn't sleep much. He does, of course.
Does he wear
needs to.
pajamas?
No.
No. What does he wear when he sleeps, Melania? Well, one of the
As this public feud played out, one couldn't help but wonder, what does Melania Trump think about all this? The former First Lady has become famous for her perfectly timed hand swats and side-eye looks, giving us enough meme material for years. She spent her time in the White House mastering the art of looking completely unbothered. But scratch beneath that cool exterior, and you'll find a pro at keeping her distance, all while wearing high-end fashion. Let's talk about those public appearances. Donald would try to hold her hand, and she'd pull it away like he was an annoying waiter handing her a bill she didn't ask for. Forget Netflix dramas. Melania's hand swats deserve their own TV show. It's like every public moment became a fight between Donald's eager hand and her tolerance for it.
I think my husband, he's doing an incredible job. I would say the opportunists who are using my name or my family name to advance themselves, from comedians to journalists to performers, book writers.
Does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt. The problem is they're writing the history, and it's not correct. It's incredible, especially when you think about it, your life, where you were born, and all the steps you took. I took a lot of steps. It's not just like you end up here. You learn a lot on the way here. You need to have very thick skin. And sometimes it's tough because you could see that media wants to bash and focus.
When they were in the White House, the Secret Service used to tell me that it was Melania, Barron, and her parents who were, eating by themselves, talking by themselves, always in Slovenian. Donald Trump didn't know what they were saying. The Secret Service didn't know what they were saying. It was very different. We never had a first lady who grew up speaking another language.
And not like Spanish, where lots of people would be able to understand it. Slovenian's a small, small country, small language. How fascinating that. And it also the perfect way to live in the White House with Donald Trump, that you have your own.
And we can't talk about Melania without mentioning that infamous jacket. You know the one. While families were being separated at the border, she casually boarded a plane wearing a jacket that said, "I really don't care, do you?" It was such a PR disaster, so tone deaf that even historians were left wondering if she was trolling the entire administration or if she genuinely didn't care. Either way, it proved that Melania had mastered the art of passive-aggressive performance. Then there's the irony. Melania, the face of the Be Best campaign, trying to fight cyberbullying, while her husband's Twitter feed was basically a non-stop rant machine. Picture this, Melania, standing at a podium, urging kids to be kind online, while Donald's over in the background, firing off angry tweets, calling people losers. It's like hosting a vegan cooking show while your partner is in the kitchen slaughtering cows.
Said, I'm going to the border to see what the real story is with the migrant children, the immigrants that have come in and they're locked up. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet. She's going to go and shed a light on it. And then she throws on a jacket that says, I don't really care, do you? And then part of me was going like, oh, maybe she didn't pay attention. She just, it's tone deaf. She didn't think about it. And then her spokesperson was like, hey, no, there's no hidden message. It was like, we just didn't think of it. Sorry about that. And then Trump came out and tweeted, and he's like, that jacket was about the fake news. Melania showing that she does.
There's just a lot to say here. First of all, I believe it's a $30 jacket. I don't think it means anything. If it means anything, it is a message to the press. She only wore it going up and down the stairs in Washington. She didn't wear it in Texas.
But let's not forget the body language breakdowns. Experts had a field day during Trump's presidency, analyzing every grimace, side glance, and the noticeable distance Melania kept from her husband. Take Inauguration Day, for example, the smile that vanished quicker than Trump's tax returns. Then there were the overseas trips, where her stiff posture and 1,000-yard stare screamed, "I didn't sign up for this." If looks could file for divorce, Melania would have been single years earlier. And who could forget the whole Melania body double conspiracy? Apparently, the idea that she might send in a doppelganger to skip public duties was more believable than her holding Trump's hand in public. It's telling that the theory gained any traction. People genuinely thought she might have a lookalike, just to avoid pretending everything was fine.
I hope we all understand how crazy that is. The President of the United States following in the footsteps of the Hawk-Tuah girl. It was below freezing in Washington today. It's the only reason that Bible didn't burst into flames when they swore Trump in. They had to move the festivities indoors, which was actually better for Trump, harder for Melania to escape. This is tradition, except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it. The outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. A lot of people are talking about it. He told her he thought it would be super hot if she dressed like a goth Al Capone. It was below freezing in Washington today. It's the only reason that Bible didn't burst into flames when they swore Trump in. They had to move the festivities indoors, which was actually better for Trump, harder for Melania to escape. This is tradition, except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it. The outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming.
But the highlight of this awkward saga, the so-called renegotiated prenup. Sources say Melania used Trump's presidency as leverage to revisit the agreement, allegedly ensuring Barron's future was secure before she even agreed to move into the White House. Forget politics, this was like Game of Thrones with designer handbags. Honestly, who could blame her? Being married to a man who's one tantrum away from starting World War III probably requires more than just a rock-solid legal safety net. Speaking of her marriage, let's face it, Melania Trump mastered the art of "I'm just here, so I won't get fined." Public appearances were carefully scripted, minimal effort, one-liner speeches. Every moment felt like she was counting down the seconds until she could disappear back into Trump Tower. Away from the press, the politics, and, well, him.
I didn't expect media will be so dishonest and so mean. I didn't expect that. Also for me, from the beginning, I never had one correct story, one honest story.
But beneath the glam and icy exterior, Melania's time as First Lady highlighted something tragically ironic about the Trump era. She was a First Lady who, unlike her predecessors, chose to stay distant rather than engage. She favored perfection over authenticity, calculation over conviction, a walking metaphor for an administration built on spectacle, sound bites, and surface-level loyalty. She smiled when she had to, swatted when needed, and disappeared entirely when the circus became too much. While Donald was busy igniting Twitter, Melania became the embodiment of political irony, dressed in designer clothes and keeping a detached monosyllabic presence. Every public move screamed, "I'm not involved. Don't drag me into this," all while standing front and center in one of the most chaotic political dramas in history.
You don't love media interviews, and I don't blame you, because I watch a lot of media too, and I'm a part of it for 35 years. We are grateful that you're here. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
So, with 34 days away from an election, I've covered politics my whole life. It is a long, hard, tough, grueling process, as you know. What's this process like for you?
As you said, it's a long process, and you just need to be in it and enjoy it as much as you can. Also, you need to be very focused and take it day by day. Some surprises come as well, so it is very important that you prepare for them.
If we live through this precarious moment, if his catastrophic instinct to retaliate doesn't lead us to nuclear winter, we will have much to thank this president for, because he will have woken us up to how fragile freedom really is.
Just when you thought Melania would fade quietly into post-First Lady life, she still manages to make headlines. Whether it's rumors about her marriage, her next move, or her carefully planned appearances, she's always playing the long game. While Donald keeps tweeting, shouting, and causing chaos, Melania has become the unexpected anti-hero, letting the drama unfold while she keeps her sunglasses on and stays out of the storm. And that's a wrap on the Trump saga for now. Do you think Melania will ever speak out, or will she keep playing the silent game? Let us know in the comments.